Hey guys, I'm Alejandra Elisabet for Highwire Magazine, and we're here with Crown the Empire. We're here with Hayden, Tree, and Taddy. I was going to say Hayden, but okay, we got it. Anyway.
We got both parts of my name.
We got both. So you guys are primarily from Dallas, Texas, and then you moved to LA. So tell us the differences musically between living there and in Texas, as we said before.
I mean, like LA is very, very constantly moving, constantly working. If the world got tipped on its side, all the loose people would end up in LA. Like it's just our managers out there. We shoot every music video out there. It's where everything kind of happens. Dallas was very, I wouldn't say very stagnant because it is a big city, but yeah, it's very habitual and people kind of do the same things there. Great place to have a family.
Yeah.
But LA is a great place to work.
Yeah, I feel you. Some people say the same thing for the East Coast version of LA is New York. So
definitely. You can't live in New York and not be busy.
Exactly. I mean, unless you live like upstate or something.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to give you one more questions, again, as we said. So it will be the differences between the Fallout and Limitless in terms of musicality and, like, you know, the process of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, Limitless, like, that's when I joined the band, essentially, to record that album. So before I was in it, they had, essentially...
Oh, yeah, good job, Brandon.
Duck, Andy. Thank you.
But
Hey, at least there's someone in our band.
I mean, hey, it's fine.
Just Brandon walks by.
Just, hey, Brandon. Anyway, go
But
on.
essentially, I came down to record Limitless. That was basically my audition for the band, and they had so much time. There was no record label. There was no restraint in that sense. But when we went to the Fallout with Joey Sturgis and we're working under Rise Records, and we actually had deadlines to meet and we had a budget to work for, it felt like we were professionals. We were making a real album as opposed to making my first EP in closets. Andy's vocals, most of the vocals on Limitless were tracked in a closet.
Okay, so that's a good thing for fans to know, because obviously some of them don't understand the process of music, how it's changed, when you have a budget and things like that. So okay, now we got your first favorite memory. You can choose any first favorite memory. What is it?
My first favorite memory in the band,
or anything in general.
In general,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I saw my first concert was Kiss, and I was so far stage right, I could almost see backstage.
Yeah.
And Kiss with their theatrics were always almost larger than life to me. And being 10 years old, I thought they were cartoon characters in a sense. But I saw them putting on their guitars and getting ready and jumping and getting ready for the performance, and I was like, I could actually do this. I can be a member, play on stage, they're just real people. So that was my first memory musically that I was I'm gonna do this forever.
What about you, Hayden?
Is it first memory musically or in the band too?
It could be anything you want. You can choose any of your favorite first
Family,
memory.
childhood memory.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know what's actually kind of cool? I don't know if this really counts as an answer, but it's kind of lame, but it just means a lot to me. It's really weird, but when I was growing up, I was listening to metal, Lamb of Gods, all those other bands. I always wanted to, like you said, be like them and stuff like that. I always just wanted to be in a tour bus. And now, fast forward, being in my tour bus, drinking beer with my best friends and drinking liquor and getting drunk and having fun, but just sitting in the back lounge of the bus, just jamming Lamb of God with them and stuff like that just means the world to me. This is what I wanted to do my whole entire life. So.
No, that's totally not lame at all. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have fun questions, because now we can move on from the general stuff. So, fave city to tour in general. You can pick any city. It can be UK or international.
Amsterdam is my favorite.
Obvious reasons?
Tokyo, Japan,
Tokyo?
Amsterdam, and Paris all line up together.
Paris is beautiful, yeah.
I think Amsterdam just has everything
that
European cities have. There's all the old buildings and the river and everything. It's beautiful, great food.
So this is something I actually asked a few bands on the Never Say Die when I did last year. And what is your favorite movie to ugly cry to?
Favorite movie to what?
To ugly cry to, when you're sobbing and it's so
snot bubble.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
What movie do I always cry to? I mean,
I mean, like sobbing. Like someone walks past the room and they're like, "Are you okay?"
I tear up at the end of Breaking Bad every single time. Like, is it just?
You're crying because it's over.
Yeah, that. Yeah, it's such a long. It's such a long story. Like by the end of it, I'm like, oh no, I want him to just go back and cook with Jesse again one more time.
What about you,
I
Trey?
can't think of the name of this movie, but there's this quote in it that made me tear up a little hard. What was it? You ever seen 3 Billboards in when he was reading his suicide note and he was talking about it was heaven knowing you? I was just like, oh.
Oh man, wow.
I'm tugging on the heartstrings.
You're gonna get emotional now, Trey.
No, I was like, that note was too cute.
Oh.
It's too good.
Yeah. Signed versus unsigned. Differences, pros, and cons.
Well, we have such a great record label that it's mostly all pros. Like, just the fact that we can operate and do what we want to do all the time as a band is the biggest luxury ever. Like, I don't have to, like, drumsticks are like $12 a pair in real life. Like, I don't have to worry about buying. I go through like 4 pairs a show. Like that would be unheard of. Like, to be able to have the top of the line gear, to be able to come over here and do festivals, even when we were like a young band, to be able to play a festival like this the first time we did it, I think it was 2014. The label was just able to give us all the money we needed to come over here and build our fan base, and now we can finally afford to come over here ourselves. And
they trust what we're doing too. So like, if we want to do something with the record, they just put their full trust in us and let us do it. Like, there's always that stipulation with Rise changing bands and doing all this. I remember being a kid and seeing all that, but that's not true at all. Like,
they don't tell us what to write. They just want to hear what we wrote.
Yeah, straight up. And they're always stoked on it. So that's all that matters to us.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. So this is like sometimes a slightly controversial question, but like you guys are cool, so like I know you're gonna be honest with me. If you can say this without getting in trouble, who is your least favorite band in the scene? Now remember, the rock scene is very wide, so you can be like anyone.
I know Hayden Tree's answer, but I don't know if he wants to say it. Currently,
what? So I could say the style. I hate it. I hate pop punk. I hate it, but I have friends that play pop punk and I love them to death. Like, they're friends of mine, and like, it has nothing to do with the people in it. But I just really do not like pop punk.
It's just like the genre.
Yeah, there's also a band. There's a band that's really popular right now that straight copied a sound completely and an image completely. And
them.
Yeah, them. I think everyone knows who that is. I'm excited to see what they do for their follow-up.
Oh yeah.
You know, like there's nothing wrong with that in a sense, but if you're just copying your whole entire image, your whole entire brand, it takes out the creativity and takes out what music should actually be about, being able to express yourself through this medium, not.
Exactly.
I mean, there's cover bands for a reason.
Yeah. That was so shady, Taddy. Oh my God.
I'm not talking about anyone specific.
No. Of course not. If you had to collab with anyone in the rap scene, who would it be? So this may be totally different answers, unless you guys like the same rap music.
I think.
Post Malone.
He's just a friend of ours. Like musical influences too. Like he grew up as like rock and metal, and like. To be able to collaborate with someone who's on a similar level to you, like headspace-wise, just would make for way better music.
Okay, if anyone can see why I'm chuckling in the interview, Andy's right behind me and so is Brandon, so they can say hi. Hello. Alcoholic beverage of choice.
Old fashions.
Oh yeah, I got a high five on that one. Yeah.
A super dirty martini. Like, I love olives. I love olive juice. So the dirtiest martini you can give me, but bourbon gin not vodka.
Pretty much bourbon, whiskey. I kind of got into scotch at one point because of someone I was dating. But yeah. Like hardcore. Remember like the first alcoholic drink I had was whiskey when I was like 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine too. Southern Comfort was my first drink ever.
I think mine
was vodka going out of 8th grade.
No way. That is really hardcore. I think mine was, specifically the whiskey, it was either Monkey Shoulder or it was, oh God, what was it called? I can't remember, but it was like this really bougie whiskey he had at his house. So anyway, whatever. Now this is usually... Yeah. So basically, last part of the interview is you guys can ask me whatever you want for the last minute or so. So it's off limits, anything you can ask.
Do you ever get really nervous?
I usually regret my life when I say this, but go ahead. I trust you guys. Please don't be mean to me.
Do you get really nervous when you do this?
Honestly, surprisingly, no. I get more nervous before I get a confirmation of a show because, like, I've got a weird anxiety thing. TMI, guys, for anyone who cares. I have a weird anxiety thing, and sometimes when it gets so bad, I vomit, so it's bad. Like, it's full blown. I was actually okay today. I was just stressed because of the trains.
Which album, any band, can you listen to start to finish and every single song is perfect? Flawless record, in your opinion. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I'm trying to think.
You can put it into genres if you want to.
If it was like, okay,
That's easier.
if it was like, if it was indie, because like I primarily listen to indie, it would probably be like actually it was before the 1975 were the 1975. It was when they were, what the fuck was it? What was the name? They did this song called Go. I don't know if it was like a proper album or EP because it's very underground for anyone who knows it. Probably the majority of people will now, but it was when they were Drive Like I Do. They had like two different names. It was like Drive Like I Do and then this other one which I can't remember. And I remember the one song they did, Ghosts, was like my shit. Like I swear to God, like Manny's probably going to be cringing if he ever hears this, but he's going to be like, why are you listening to our old stuff? Because like they hated it because it completely changed their stuff. But like I remember Ghost was like my jam back in like 2011 and everyone was like, oh, but they're like, who are they? And I'm like, no. Don't at me at this, like, I swear. But yeah, no, anything from like the 1975 past and present was that, and then I mean most of your stuff I liked. I didn't have a complaint.
What's your favorite album of ours?
Oh, I'd probably say like the EP, The Limitless. I did love that.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's really cool.
So
I'm
now
gonna ask you the same question, and this will be it. You end it here.
Okay, go on.
What band do you hate?
Oh, what band do I hate? What band do I hate? Oh, see, this is really shady because, like, I'm already in fucking trouble for this last time I mentioned this. It was when, can I even say this? Fuck it. Okay. Like, the band that I actually really don't like because of members, not because of music. Music I'm okay with. It was actually when I was like, you know what, I'm out. Fuck you.
And yeah, on record, the rest of the guys are my best friends.
Hey guys, once again, we're Highwire Magazine, and thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.